Hello, my name is Lizzie and today I'm going to show you our beautiful mug cozy, our Quilt As You Go fabric kit. What's in the box? So let's have a look. Put it to one side. This is what you're going to make. Lovely, isn't it? And it fits different size mugs as well, I'll show you. So let's have a look. Here's the wadding and it's all pre-printed for you with the design. And it's all numbered as well. How good is that? And you'll find that the fabric is numbered too. So wherever it says the number, like that's 13, on the fabric it'll say 13 and that's the piece that you need. So it's just like a jigsaw puzzle. So that's the wadding. Then this is your fabric. It's all pre-printed for you. So there's nothing you need to do except to cut it out. Isn't it pretty? So that's the fabric, all the pieces that you need, all numbered, absolutely perfect, ready to go. So just give that a press and cut them out. Then we have the little piece of elastic and the button that you need to actually make this little closure here. Do you see? So this is the piece of elastic that you'll use to actually go into the side seam when you put the backing onto your mug cozy. So everything is there for you except the thread. And then of course you've got our fabulous instructions here, which are absolutely super. All the pictures that you need to explain how to put it together, and also the written instruction as well. And of course you've got this video tutorial. So what do we do next? We're going to cut the pieces out and get stitching. So I've cut all the pieces out ready to go, and I would suggest that you lay them onto your actual wadding to make sure you know where you're going with this. So I've got them in two halves. So these are the 1s and 2s and 3s on this side, and then we've got 8s, 9s and etc. going on that side. And I appreciate this is upside down to you. So number 1 goes in the middle like that. And then we're just going to follow the design. Now the reason why I'm showing you this is because it is slightly different to the other fabric kits that we've done, okay? So that's number 2 that I've laid down. Now number 3 is showing you an arrow. Let me just show this to you so you can see. There's 2 pieces, a little square and a rectangle. That says the number 3 there. But there's also an arrow that goes right the way across both pieces, and that's because you need to stitch that square to the rectangle and then you stitch it onto your wadding. So this is 3 and this is 3. So your squares actually and your rectangle have 3 and 3 on there. So you're going to do right sides together, stitch those together, 1/4 inch, and then you're going to stitch it on there. You'll see as I go what I'm talking about. But if we carry on laying this out, you'll be able to see what this is going to look like when you've finished. So I'll just do 1/2. So number 8, oh, wrong pile. Number 4, there, 5 and 5, which is your square and your rectangle, go there. Then you've got 6, and then you've got 7. There we go. So you're going to repeat that for the other side, and then what you're going to do, if you look at the wadding, and you won't see this once it's stitched together, and this is how I want to explain this to you. On the wadding you'll see that there is a rectangle line going all the way around, and that's going to be your cutting line. Now once you put your fabric on, you won't be able to see that, so what you're going to do is lay your backing piece wrong side up over the top and use that as your template to cut around and get the perfect piece for your mug cozy. So now I'm going to start stitching. So now we've completed the whole thing, we've all pieced it together really nicely. So a couple of things I want to talk to you about is that when you actually stitch your pieces on, you need to start right at the edge of each piece of fabric. Don't just ignore all what else is going on around you. So you're coming off the line as well, because if you notice, you've got to come off the line because that's going to be your cutting edge there, and you want all of those layers stitched down beautifully. So go right from edge to edge every time you stitch down, and then just that last one you just need to fold over. And if they're not quite right to the lines, please don't worry about it. By the time you finish, you'll create the most beautiful mug cozy. So now's the time, now we've got it all pieced, is to actually put our backing over the top. Do it right sides facing down, because that way you're good to start stitching. And you just want to line it up. Now you could sort of move one of your pieces and see where the corner is and just pop that down there, and then you'll know that you're nice and straight. So that's going to go just about there. Okay, so again, all you need to do is pin that in place. So again, I would take your pins off, and I would actually now, I will have pressed that before I would have started stitching and putting this backing piece down. So press the whole piece that you've just created. I love this fabric, it's so pretty. And then again, pin in the middle, and just pin, take those pins out so they'll be nicely finger pressed now with the warmth of your hand, and just make sure you've got those in the right position. And again, just check that, just check underneath and make sure you're just about there. So the next stage is actually to get your scissors or your cutting mat, your ruler and your rotary cutter, and go all the way around. So this time I'm going to cut, because it doesn't matter that you don't have a rotary cutter, and I'm literally going to go straight across. And you think, ah, that's all the stitching that I've just done. But we need it to be the right size for your backing. And because you've already got it right size together, then it's ready to start stitching. There's a couple of things you need to do before that though. So we just go all the way around. Never feels good, does it, to cut this all away that you've just stitched. There we go. Nice and simple with your scissors. So the next thing to do is to refer to your instructions, and it'll tell you where to pop the button, because at this stage just lift that edge up there and bring that back, and with your button, which I'll just find, there we go. So with your button in the right place, you can now stitch that down. I won't do that at this moment in time because you'll be able to see exactly what to do. So stitch that down there, and you're ready then to actually put the whole thing together. So just pop that backing back over. We'll assume that button's been stitched. Pin that back down. And the one thing you need to do at this stage is to actually pop your elastic in the seam. So fold it in half and pop it into that seam. So take the pins out, and I would actually stay stitch that now with the machine. I would just run my machine over that. In fact, I'll do it for you. So we've got that roughly in the middle there. So our seam allowance is 1/4 of an inch, so I would stay stitch this about 1/8 of an inch. So you're literally just going over the top, and if it moves like mine just did, then move it back. There we are. So trim all those threads away. So now my elastic is actually stay stitched in place. So all we're going to do is pop that backing over the top. It's like a little cosy. Well, it is a cosy, isn't it? Cosy for our elastic. Pin that all together, and this time you're either going to leave your opening here and here, or you're going to leave your opening at the bottom there or the top. Makes no difference, but leave at least 2–2.5 inches, because that's quite a big piece to turn through. So all you're going to do now is stitch all the way around, leave that opening, turn it through, give it a good press, and your mug cozy is made. So if we bring in the one that we've already done, so here we are, there it is. Now that's what you're going to be creating. Let me just take it off the mug. So once you've turned it through, top stitch all the way around. It really does make a nice neat effect. Nice good steam press as well. So you can see roughly where that button is in that square there, that second square in. So I would keep it the same. And your elastic is obviously caught in the seam. So that's a nice big size mug. We've got a little mug here as well. And what I would do there is I would tuck the whole thing around, covering the handle as well. So that's your smaller mug. So in actual fact, the mug cozy will fit any size mug that you wish. And obviously you're going to take it off and you slurp your coffee. So there we are, that's the mug cozy. Thank you.